And every moment counts, baby, I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, under the stars. Make the most of this night. Come on, baby, take my hand. And we don't need to do the things we don't wanna do. There's a party downtown, someone said that you're coming by. Let me know when you're here, meet me up for a smoke outside. I regret what I said, didn't mean it. Yeah, believe me, I guess I'll take it back. There's a party downtown, someone said that you're coming by. I know that summer was a big mistake. I just hope that we're still okay. You always pick me up and let me down. We're spinning around, losing our minds. Damned if we do, damned if we don't, damned if we give in what we want. And I always pick you up and let you down. We're spinning around, losing our minds. Damned if we do, damned if we don't, damned if we give in what we want to what we
Well, hello again, and welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator. We're monkeying about today, waiting for the newest update to launch, which is update 6, which is going to bring a lot of updates into the sim to make it a bit more kind of streamlined and a lot more stuff to do. So until then, we're going to have a fly around. No real kind of plan. Just going to sort the weather out. It's been a bit of a pain today. So as usual, any issues with audio, give us a shout, and I'll do my best to sort it. So as I say, I haven't really got a plan for what we're doing today. We're just going to have a fly around. We're up near Oshkosh in the States, which is like a air show that goes on this weekend. I was up there yesterday in the sim, and there was a couple of people flying around, so I thought I'd have a play today and see what's going on. There may be a few people there, there may be not, but we shall find out. Put some of these lights on. Strobe, beacon, navigation. Put some panel lights on. It just started raining here. Lovely. So I picked a good area, i.e. the United States. You don't want to be flying around the UK today because it's just absolutely started dumping down where I live. Been doing some more painting. I have another wall done. So that's, if you count the hallway, which is 3 walls, that's 4 walls, 5 walls, 5 and a bit walls done. We're getting there slowly. Trying to go slow so I don't knacker my shoulder out again. But right, so we're all up and running. Gonna need a bit of a push back. Suspend your disbelief. This plane doesn't have a reverse thrust, unfortunately. Yeah, let me know in the comments or by other means if the volumes are off. I've got it set pretty low sim wise so you can hear my voice, but if you'd like me to increase the level of the sim so you can kind of hear the engines, let me know. So I've got it set down pretty low. I might bring it up just a smidge. There we go, it's better. Well, we're up in the eastern United States. I'll show you in a minute where we're going and what we're doing. It's just a random flight. We're waiting for the new update for the sim to come out today, which is going to update a lot of sim stuff for the PC side, but it's also going to bring in for the first time a lot of games console users on the Xbox on the new Series X and S. Because they're now capable of running this sim, they're going to be coming along for the flights in the foreseeable future, I think. So we're going to hold it here for 2 seconds. Just going to stop the push. Heart brake on. I'm getting a bit of lag for some reason, so I'm just going to change, because I'm running Eastern USA and it's running a high ping for some reason, so I'm just going to put it on automatic. As I say, we're up near Oshkosh. If I can get a map up. So yeah, we're up in the States. Trying to find somewhere that'd be familiar. Well, every year well, I say every year. Last year they didn't because of COVID, obviously, but every year they do a fly-in air show at this airport here. So we're starting at an airport just south of it. We're going to fly up along the edge of the lake. Yesterday there was quite a few people flying around. So it'd be quite nice to have some other people flying in the sim. So yeah, we'll do that. So I think we're all good to go. I can actually hear lightning here. Mine. So if I do lose power and the stream goes dead, it's probably because I've had a power cut. Which, thinking about it now, having this much electronics running in a thunderstorm probably isn't a great idea, but I have surge protection on a few things, so we should be okay. Screw it, send it. So I want to have a quick look. The wind sock, I don't know whether you can see it, the wind sock over here is pretty limp, so we're going to just grab a random end of the runway and send it. Normally I'd like to take off into the wind, obviously, because it gives me more lift. But today isn't really going to matter because the wind's that dead anyway. Yeah. So we're in the little Beechcraft Bonanza. I haven't used this plane a lot recently, obviously, because I've got the new DC-6, and that's pretty much been taking my my time to learn and fly. But it's nice to get into some of these little aircraft again. Just kind of throw them around a bit, grab them by the throat, throw them around. So if air traffic control get involved, I will respond to them, but I'm not too bothered about air traffic control today. So we're going to head pretty much from here north, follow the lake, although it's a straight line GPS. I'm going to follow the side of the lake and then come across, and then hopefully there should be a few people flying about. I'm on which server am I running on? I'm on West Europe, which there may be a few people floating about, but maybe not. We'll see. Got on this plane doesn't like turning much. Right. Full beans. The equivalent of sticking the pedal through the firewall. Yeah, not flown something this small for a while. All over the place. Yeah, let me know if you want the volume of the plane raised or my volume lowered. I could just talk quietly, but yeah. Let's just check see which way we're going. Yeah, we're heading in the rough right direction. What I'm going to do quickly is sort out the autopilot and grab my iPad a little bit quick. That way I can tell you a little bit more about where we are and what we're doing. Once I've sorted out this little malfunction. CDI to GPS, there we go. Cool, that's just going to take us over the runway. Bear me 2 seconds, just grab my iPad. I'm back. Right, so right, so basically, Oshkosh, while being a brand of children's clothing, I think. Other than that, it's EAA Air Venture Oshkosh is an annual air show and gathering of aviation enthusiasts held each summer at Whitman Regional Airport and adjacent Pioneer Airport in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, United States, which is where we're heading now. Typically lasts a full week, and it's running at the moment. There may be a few people in the sim kind of flying around here just for meeting up purposes. I have got other players turned on, so the multiplayer's on basically. I'm not seeing anyone at the minute. I might switch to the US East Coast server if I don't see anyone on the first flyover. I'm going to switch to hit the heading, switch to heading on the autopilot, and then turn off a little to the right. Yeah, it was quite good the other night. We were having a couple of little dog fights over the airport, which was quite cool. There. Right, let's switch to East USA. Has given me the best thing at the minute. Hopefully they should start populating a few people in. Yeah, I think they cancelled it last year, obviously because of the COVID. I think the last year and the year before, to be fair. But this year it's on, and there's quite a few people up there. If you Google Oshkosh, you'll find lots of live feeds and YouTube videos of people that are up there. There's a few kind of light aircraft pilots that do videos on YouTube that are doing, they do like a a whole kind of couple of weeks worth of videos kind of on their travels up there and stuff like that, and that's quite interesting to watch because they're all flying up in the little light aircrafts, which is even smaller than this, to be fair. This one's quite a medium-sized aircraft compared to some of the ones they're flying. But if I go back into cockpit mode, and if I click, where are we? We hit nav mode again. It should make me do a UE. Yep, that'll take us back towards the airport. Yeah, I'm hoping that it's going to populate some planes in from anyone else that's playing. It may be the time of day, because I'm playing it at like midday UK. I don't know what the US time is. So there's two airports that it uses. They're pretty much bang next to each other. So turn the autopilot off. And head back. We'll probably land at the airport. I was hoping there'd be a few people flying about, but there doesn't seem to be populating, or there isn't anyone about today. Oh, I can hear thunder at my end as well. That's never a good sign. I just have to get the washing in as well. Yeah, the lights you see flashing, the green one is the airport identification light, and the two white ones are from the runway. I'm hoping to see a few other lights populating. If I just change although it's the highest ping rate, which one? East USA. Go West USA. Let's see if that gives me any people. We're going to go straight in on that runway. I'm going to do a bit of flight training around here just to see if anything populates in aircraft wise, player wise. It might be a bit laggy because of the high ping on the server, but we shall adapt. So I've got gear down, first stage of flaps, pretty much lined up on the runway. Yeah, so hopefully at some point today the next update will drop, and that will bring in a lot of updates to the sim, to the map, to the actual aircraft themselves, to the way the terrain is generated, and overall increase the look of the sim quite a bit apparently, especially for some of the bigger airplanes. Give a bit of buffeting. That's the second stage of flaps in. I'm going to bring the throttle back. This plane is all a little bit all over the place because it's quite light. That's a good guess on the wind. 3 knot crosswind coming from right to left. That shouldn't be much of an issue. Bring the speed down a little bit. So I'm not too worried about the glide slope on aircraft this small, because you can sort that out within a couple of feet, really. And dunk dunk dunk. So what I'm going to do is do a few touch and goes. Yeah, I was hoping for a repeat of the other day. We had a good couple of dogfights going on with a few planes that were flying around the area, but going around Beechcraft 845. Beechcraft 845, roger, go around. Getting the gear up. Oh, hi there, dude. Yes, I play on PC at the moment. But I will be looking to get an Xbox X in the next couple of months. The update, I think, is about 6 o'clock US time. If you bear with me 2 seconds, I'll just set the autopilot and I'll have a quick Google. See what I can find out. Yes, I heard your last transmission. I'm busy. Behave. Alright, we'll just set it on that for now. Yeah, I turned off the... I don't want to land just yet. I'm busy. Right. Okay, cool. Is it update 5? Yeah, I can't remember now. I think because they do 2 updates, don't they? I think they do a world update and then a general sim update. I'm UK as well. Oxfordshire area. 4 PM. Oh, that's not too bad. It's only, what, an hour and a bit then. Cool. So Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm just looking on my iPad quick. Microsoft Flight Simulator update. What's the date today? 27th, isn't it? 27th of the 7th. 21. Cool. So this is from Flight Simmer's blog. Sim update 5 at Xbox on July the 27th. So yeah, you're right. It only lists the American rollout. Oh no, London. London 4 PM. Yeah, you're right. Bang on. Pacific Standard Time's 8 AM. Eastern Time in the States is 11. Sao Paulo, Brazil is midday. London 4 PM. Cape Town is 5. Moscow is 6. Singapore is 11. Tokyo is 12 AM on the midnight tonight. Sydney is 1 o'clock tomorrow morning. Wellington, New Zealand is 3 AM. So yeah. My spec is running a 2080 Ti, 32GB RAM on a 9900 motherboard. I know that because it's listed on a little bit of paper I've got here, because I was doing something earlier and I needed to know what my processor was. I'm mostly running on 60 FPS on high settings. I can go to ultra but I then have to run it down to 30 FPS. I tend to run these at about 150, or if I'm running on 30 FPS, in 30 FPS mode I bang everything up to ultra and it holds 30 FPS. But for streaming it looks a lot smoother when it's at 60. Let me see if I can... Yeah, I'm running 1080 on a monitor. I have tried running at 4K, but I have to bring the render scaling all the way down and it doesn't look as nice. But 1080p is good enough for me. I'm just quite surprised how well it's running on the Xbox X, to be fair. I think it's 30 FPS at 4K. Now, if I was to try and do 30 FPS at 4K, my system could probably do it. But it was about £3,500 when I had it built, as opposed to a couple of £100 for an Xbox. So, plus with the new controllers coming out, getting it on the Xbox is quite a viable option for me. Well, for a lot of people, to be fair. Yeah, apparently it's a good setup. Thanks very much. It is going to be in the process. Well, the annoying thing was when I had it built, about 3 months afterwards, Nvidia brought out the 30 series cards. So when they start coming down in price, I will upgrade to a 3080, I think it is. But until then, I'm more than happy with how it's running and stuff like that. I mean, it's not running at ultra, but this is more than adequate. And me chatting, I haven't brought my flaps up. I don't play VR at the minute, unfortunately. I have been looking into getting a VR headset, and I've been told that this setup will do VR quite easily. But to say it's an extra kind of couple of £100. I do have someone I know that's got a Oculus Quest, I think it is, and he's saying that that's quite a good, because that's the remote one where you don't have to have it plugged in to anything. It can run kind of remotely with a lead from the PC up, kind of from the HDMI out into the head port on the headset, and it runs quite well. Let's see where we're headed. So I've not been paying attention. Where are we? Ooh, we are miles away. Right. I think if I come away from the area and then kind of go back, hopefully it might populate some people in. So we're gonna, because it was good fun the other day. Gonna hit the heading around to southish. Oh, you play Quest 2? Cool. Yeah, he said it was pretty cool. He's used it a fair bit. And he hasn't really done VR other than the PSVR. But he got this and he's quite happy with it, I think. Yeah, I've noticed that there's not a massive difference between high and ultra settings. I'm thinking that after this update I may be able to, like you say, run a fair bit more on ultra. But I should find what they're going to update in this sim, because I remember them saying that they're going to I'm on the page now, I'm just trying to see what it... Throttle back, so I'm going at quite a lick in a minute. Right. I'm just going to have a look at the development roadmap. So June 2021. not much. They released a World Update 5 trailer. Ah, that's where I'm getting confused. The Nordic update was an update 5 as well, which has caused me to think that this was update 5. Really showing much of. I'm looking for a. I'll go back. Update. There's been a few videos out on it, to be fair. The one is update. Release notes. Sim update 2. Don't want that one. That's great. Yeah, it should be releasing in about an hour. I've got an hour to muck around, and then we'll probably shut down, and I'll have to update and then come back in again. But close that down. So we should be flying parallel to the airport now. Yeah, so I'll do a bit of a left turn now. We should back over there. Fly east. So it'd be good to have some console players. I think this is the first time Microsoft Flight Sim has actually launched on a console. I think there have been a few console flight sims, but nothing to this kind of level. They've all been arcadey kind of stuff, like Ace Combat and ones like that. But this time round, it's actually a full-on. I think it's pretty much a straight copy and paste of the PC version onto the console version, which kind of tells you how well the consoles have come along in the last couple of years, that they're able to actually run stuff like that. And that's no disrespect to consoles. I'm a PS4 player at the moment, but I'm looking to switch over to Xbox simply because the Xbox Pass gives me more than the PlayStation Pass does. Basically, we're going to have to pay for stuff going forward. We've known that on the last generation of console, and the Xbox gives me more bang for my buck, and it's damn sight less money each year. So yeah. So we're flying back towards Oshkosh now. I don't think it's populated any planes in. What I might do actually is land here and have a look around the world and see if there's anywhere that's got anyone flying, and we'll go and gate crash. Let's turn the pilot off. we're just going to land at Oshkosh now again, and I'm going to go back to the main screen and have a look around and see where there's a few people flying around. We're going to go gate crash and see if there's any dogfighting going on. I might need to reset it for it to populate the aircraft here. I don't play multiplayer very often. We shall see. Right, so first stage flaps in. Gear is down. I hope. 500 feet. Doing about 110 knots. Sinking at about 300 feet a minute by the look of it. It's hard to tell. So these planes do buffer around a little bit because they're quite small. It has a habit of braking to the right when I land. It's okay this time. Ah. It's very sensitive to the wind, this one. Right, so what we're going to do, we're just going to slam the anchors on. Pull off to the side of the runway. We're going to go back to the main menu quickly and have a look around and see who's flying. The update is probably rolling out in some places, so there may be a few people that aren't playing. Let's go back to the main menu. But we'll try and find an area where people are playing and drop ourselves in. It's my can of Monster. There it is. Me vape. So all players, switch that from that to that. Live. The clouds off and see what I'm doing now. Try East USA. Yeah, hopefully what this update will do as well is when I zoom in, it's using more of the Bing maps. So when I zoom into this level, it will kind of actually show terrain like you would do on Google Earth sort of thing, which makes things a lot easier. Let's see if anyone's flying around the UK. Switch to Mac, West Europe, that should be good. Weather is not great. So there's usually a few floating around. Maybe they've turned off a few bits and pieces because it's update day. There is a saying on a few games, it's never play on patch day. And I think a few people are doing that, but I'm having a break from painting, so Yeah, so we're going to have a go around the UK now. Let me see. I don't suppose it really matters. I'm just going to... I was hoping to see a few people flying about, but fortunately, I think they're all working. Damn them. Right. So what we'll do, we'll fly along the coast. And so all I'm doing today is just we're waiting for the new update to launch. So there's probably not going to be that many people about. Slight change of aircraft. What should we fly today? Need something small for this airfield. I haven't flown this one for a while. This is quite a nice plane to fly. Make sure everything's set to 0, throttle to 0, prop and fuel on 0 as well. Good. So the weather's not fantastic, but a little bit cloudy and a little bit windy, but we should be okay, I think. Well, I'll soon find out in this plane anyway. This one has a habit of going inverted. Just trying to find a windsock. Ah, there we go. So I need to go down to the far end of that runway, turn round and then take off into the wind. That's the windsock. Just there. And I want to... No, sorry, I'm being stupid. I need to start here and go that way because the wind is coming this way. Ah, makes it easier. That's a bit closer. Right. So I don't fly this plane much. But it is a very nice aircraft. It's a little bit hard to see because I've got the old twin wing set up, but I can hang out the side of it. That's not a problem. Right, 201. Push back. It's quite a strong wind as well, which will shorten the takeoff, but it's going to be a bit of a pain in the arse getting to the runway. This doesn't have flaps, so it's going to be a case of send it into the wind and wait for the wind to do its work. Come on, go backwards. This is quite a strong wind actually, to be fair. When I turn it may end up blowing the plane over, which isn't a good place to be. We shall see. Just turn that off. Looking good on controls. Which runway do they want me to use? No, that's the wrong one. So we're down in St. Just. There's a lot of crossing runways going on there. I'm just going to start here and go that way. to lean out of the cockpit for this one because you can't see past the nose very well. Having a few issues turning at the minute. Well, there we go. She's a little bit slidey because of the wind, but this thing has a habit of spearing off either left or right. I think it's right, so bear with me. External view. Yeah, to the left. Because of the torque of the engine, it kind of fires it off left. And as I don't fly this plane very often, it's a little bit unknown to me. Yes, I am. I'm not coming back. So this plane doesn't have a much of an autopilot, if anything. So it's good to kind of hone your skills on. Yeah, so this plane is the Waco YMF-5. Let's bring up some information. It's part of the F series, the 5th iteration of the Waco 5. The F series was popular with private owners for sporting and other uses, and continued in production through the 1930s, late 30s. Tandem cockpit was adopted by a civilian pilot training program and continued until 1942, at which time 600 of these have been built. So yeah, it's got quite a history, this one, and I'm about to butcher it. Just give us a bit of trim. Still a little bit nose up. So yeah, I'm just going to fly along the coast. It's quite susceptible to gusts of wind, this thing, and to incompetent piloting, so I've got to be careful. So yeah, we're going to have a jolly along the southern coast of England. But what I'm going to do is take that away, and I'll put a little map up in the corner, so you've got a rough idea where we are. So yeah. So we've just taken off from St. Just, and we're going to head kind of northeast, east by northeast along the coast. Probably should have turned the markers on to show you where we were, but it should be fine. I'll get me map. Where's me map? I literally have a road map in my hands now. Excuse the page churning noises. Right, so we've taken off from St. Just and we're heading towards Penzance along the coast. Try and level off here, don't want to go too much higher. Yeah, so we should be going over Penzance round about now-ish. Yeah, or that might be New Elm, I think. I think Penzance is right under that cloud. Right, today's weather is a little bit cloudy, so we're going to get rid of that. Yeah, that's Penzance there. We're going to continue up the coast. Should see that on our 1 o'clock should be Pra Sands. Just before that is Cudden Point, and just beyond that sandy section here should be Rinsay Head, and then the next one is Travavis Head, and then it's Porth Leven, which is just here. In fact, I might turn on the assistance options. We want navigation aids, point of interest markers, city markers, airport markers. So when these start populating in, these will give you a better idea where we are. So we're on the southern coast, just above Penzance, heading east. So this is, that's Cudden Point here. Pra Sands, I'm going to butcher a lot of names, but bear with me. Rinsay Head is this one, and Travaris Head is this one, and then beyond that you've got Porth Leven here. I'm literally just going to follow the coast along. I mean, that up there, all the way up there, is Lizard Point, Lizard Head, Mullen Cove. I literally have a road atlas in my hand at the moment, looking where I'm going. Okay, so that road there should be the A394, running into Houndston, which is here, I believe. This town. It's helped with my navigation skills, to be fair. That's Porth Leven here. Yeah, it's just before the lake. This is showing the airports now, so they've started populating, which is quite nice. That's Calderos Navy Airport. Obviously where they do some training. So normally I'd take off from the Isles of Scilly and then come up across the sea and then do this, but we'll do from St. Just this time. So that is that's Porthleven there, and then you've got the beach from Porthleven to Gunwally, which is here, and Poldhu Point. There's a lot of stupid names for places. I'll say stupid, kind of weird names. What I'm going to do is cut straight across and keep heading east-ish, he says. Yeah, I come east a little bit. There we go. Off. It's gonna cut across. There's a few navy places down here, obviously. Switch the weather back to live. Yeah, just had a bit of a thunderstorm where I live at the moment. Not yet. The game should be coming out on the Xbox at around 4 o'clock. In fact, I think it's out on the... I think you can pre-download it. Lower the volume of Sim. You can pre-download it on the Xbox, but I think it actually goes live UK time 4 o'clock, so not long. About half hour. I'm going to spend the next half hour flying up the coast. And then we'll probably have to dive off, update, and then come back again. So yeah, it should be 4 o'clock the update comes out, which puts it live on the Xbox and updates the PC version as well. I just noticed the whacking great thunderhead I'm heading towards. Not a great idea. I'll try and climb up above it. We are currently heading over Helmston, heading towards Truro-ish. Yeah. Truro's a little bit to our left-hand side, but I think we should fly over Falmouth in a minute. Out of the plane a little bit. Very beautiful. So yeah, we're heading over St. Mawes. So it's not a place, an area of the world I've spent much time, to be fair, down here. I've been to Newquay many years ago now. Just zoom back a bit. What I might do actually is, when I do this update, is reinstall the UK points of interest update that I had, and then when I fly you'll be able to know where we're going a little better. But we should be flying over Falmouth, I believe. Or coming up towards Falmouth anyway. So I'm heading up, yeah, towards Truro. Map isn't great, it's on a fold of the page. It's lovely. Yeah, Truro is kind of up off this way. This area here. There, I think. That should be St. Mawes down here. Yep. And then we've got Portlow up this way. So I'm going to head a little bit off. A little bit off this way. Yeah, if I keep heading this way, we should get St. Austell. Got 25 minutes before I have to power down and start waiting for the update. So I don't want to be live when the update comes out, because it could cause issues. I can't imagine it would damage anything, but... So we're flying over Falmouth Bay now. St. Mawes below us. Yeah, the update that's coming out should increase the optimization a hell of a lot, the PC version. So they've managed to get it running very well on a console. Granted, that console is quite powerful, well, very powerful compared to the previous generation. But with the console side of things, it'll be optimized to within an inch of its life, and it'll run very well on a console. I think they've got it 4K at 30 FPS, which 10 years ago had never been, no one ever thought you could be able to do stuff like that. But it shows you that the consoles are now coming close to what the PC can do. I don't think there'll ever be a kind of an overlap closer than it is now, but I think the PC will just keep increasing, and then the Xbox each generation will kind of come out more optimized. Okay, so we're flying over Bowie now. Bowie. Fowey. We've got Bodmin off to our left, right underneath that thundercloud, which is not somewhere I want to go at the minute. Cheers, cuz. My cousin just texted me, good one, Biggles. So maybe he's watching, I don't know. It doesn't show me who's watching. I can see that there is 2 people, one person of which is me, monitoring the stream. So I have one person watching. Had a few people chatting, which is nice. Just gonna switch to the other side of the plane quick. So this plane's quite leisurely to fly. It's not very automated. But once you set it in a direction, it doesn't tend to float around much, which is nice. So that should be... There's a lot of weird names for places down here. That under the cloud there should be Nair Head. Here. And we're heading up towards, that's Portlow here. Dodman Point. I think is this one. I think. Or is it that one? I think that one's Dodman Point. That could be Nair Point. Nair Head, sorry. That should be Portlow, which makes this one Nair Head and this one Dodman Point. Yeah. So we're a little bit inland, but that's not a bad thing. And that around here, I think, is St. Austell. Could be wrong. As I say, when I do this update in about 20 minutes, I'm going to reinstall the point of interest markers for the UK, so when we're flying over the UK, at least anyway, it will bring up the town names and local interesting points. Won't do nothing for my navigation skills, but I'm liking the look of this cloud that's in front of me either. The weather is set to live. Vouch for it being quite cloudy. I've just done a massive rainstorm where I am. Coming up on the Eden project now. Those clouds I need to stay away from. So we're going to go dive bombing a little bit quick. Let's go under this cloud. I want to go through it. We're going to go buzz the Eden project quick, and then I'll have a look around, see if there's anywhere for me to land, because I need to start setting up the the update that's coming at 4-ish. So I have been painting today. I have got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a bit walls done. And I managed not to blow my shoulder out, which is quite good. There's a few touch-ups I need to do, and I'm going to redo the skirting boards as well. I've got some white gloss for that. Other than that, it's looking quite good. I've managed to not paint the ceiling much either, which is quite handy. So yeah, we'll dive bomb the Eden project. And there should be an airport off to my left. So I've never been to the Eden project. That's one place on my list. My list has grown a fair bit since I started playing this game. Simulator, sorry. Seeing places in the UK especially that I'd like to visit, like the Isles of Scilly. Or the Scilly Isles. Is it the Isles of Scilly or the Scilly Isles? One of the two. If I was in a bit of a smaller plane, my little cub, I'd probably land at the Eden project. But this one is a little bit finicky to land. Not just the kind of the visual over the front, it's a bit hard to see, but it tends to like to jump around all over the place, which is never nice. So I think I've got a short runway on the nose, but we'll do a little bit of a left turn. So I've not been to the Eden project, so I don't know how accurate it is to looks wise. Obviously the domes are domes. Start looking for an airport now. Yeah, it's starting to get a bit laggy. So there's obviously something going on in the background. Now we've got an airport up there. So I'm going to head that way. So usually around the time of an update it does tend to get a bit choppy with the frame rate. So we're going to land. And I'm going to knock it on the edge of the stream for now. And then we'll do the update. I'll download the point of interest add-on, which I should get from flightsim.to for free, which is nice. I shall reinstall that, and hopefully a bit later on we can have a look at the new update. There may be some more people flying about, would be nice. So I'm not quite sure what airport is the closest, but this is the one that's popped up at the minute. It's saying it's a airstrip, farm airstrip, which means it's not going to be very long. And I'll probably end up pancaking this. But so I have no flaps on this plane at all. So as we're coming to the end of the stream now, because of the update that's coming out roughly 4 o'clock UK time. I think it's actually rolling out now-ish in all time zones, regardless where you are. But to say, you can scroll all the way back to the beginning of this stream and watch from the beginning. So I've got a couple of minutes, about 12 minutes before the update is due to come out, and I want to be kind of down and ready for the update to come in. I've got to remove the stuff from my community folder, which is all the extra planes I've got, because that can cause issues. So I usually put that in a separate file on my desktop and then just reinstall it back in. Zoom in to that, it gives a rough idea. Yeah, it's basically land in that field. Okay. And we might get a bit of rain on the way in as well, which isn't going to help. As I say, the update should be out. We've had another couple of people join. The update should be coming out 4 o'clock UK time, and it's 10 minutes to that now-ish. So I'm going to be shutting the stream down soon, but I should be back up again in about an hour, or well, just after the actual update launches. Coming in way too quick here. But needs must as devil rides. Saying there's a farm airstrip here, but I'm not convinced, because you wouldn't have you wouldn't have an airstrip with a wind turbine anywhere near it. Kind of, we'll get back over to where it says the airport is, and we'll shut down. Yeah, so I think the game is going to update in 10 minutes time, so I'm going to shut down the sim now, and then yeah, we've got a bit of rain coming in as well, and then I'm going to do the update. No, don't go on your nose. See what I mean? This plane is a little bit of a pain. Let's shut that down. Yeah, I've had a few people join in the last couple of minutes. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to end the stream there because there's an update coming out. But what I'm going to do is shut down everything, do the update when it comes out, and then I will be back either later on this afternoon or tomorrow once I've been through the update and got it all up and running and working again. But if anyone's watching now, you can scroll back to the beginning of the stream and watch from there. So yeah, just like to say thanks for anyone that's watched. If you'd like to like and subscribe, and then when I go back later on with the update, you'll be able to see that my video pops up, and you better come and fly with me again. I'll probably be in a different plane yet again. Hopefully the weather's improved. I'm starting to get a bit of rain. Yeah, I mean, who puts a flipping wind turbine right behind an airfield? That's just asking for trouble. Okay, so thanks again, and I will be back soon with any luck. Thank you very much.